Hey guys, here Agnek here. Welcome to another video. Today I will be showing you a different attack that I've been using at the moment in Legends League. It's using Yetis, however this one is using Yetis and witches and bowlers. Here's the army: 3 archers, 5 loons, 2 whiz, 5 healers, 1 baby drag, 4 Yetis minion, 3 witches, 9 bowlers. The spells is 4 rages, 1 jump, 2 freeze, 1 poison, and P.E.K.K.A. Ice Golem loon in the CC. At the moment I've been using the wall breaker. I will be showing you a couple of bases. This is the first one, very common legend base, which is in the ring. I'm just doing something a little bit different in this video, where I will be showing you what I'm thinking when I see a base, how I'm gonna attack it, and then I'll show you the video on how I'm attacking it. For this ring base, very common. Usually what you have to do with this army, you just have to create a funnel. So usually with the 4 rages, it's very good to have a warden walk. It's at least you know where the warden is gonna be. With the queen, she can walk to the left, right, and you don't know where she's going unless you have a few wall breakers or something to break her in. You really don't know. With the warden, he will stay in that corner. So on this base, I usually have a look at the infernos. If there's a couple of single infernos to the southeast, I usually come in that way. Otherwise, usually I'll come in from the northwest. On this attack, however, I will be coming from the southeast. I'll put my warden on the southern side, and he gets rid of the southern buildings. Then on the eastern side, I put my king. He can just slam through the wall and go in. I usually add maybe a witch and a bowler just to help him out there. Sometimes a baby drag as well, just to create that funnel on the eastern side. Once there's funnel created right in the middle, I send the wall breaker close to the warden, just to make sure he doesn't wander away from the main army. I definitely need him. And once the wall breaker is coming in, I just send the rest of the army. I send the Yetis, the rest of the witches, the bowlers with the queen. Sometimes I'll send the royal champ with them. Sometimes I hold on to her. It really depends on the base. And with this base, I usually put a jump just so that everyone goes in the middle. The main point with these rings, once you get rid of the core, the rest of the outside, it's quite easy. So that's my main point, sending everyone inside, as you will see next. Okay, so as I said before, I put the warden just in the south to create that funnel with the healers. A cockaloon, make sure that no healers die. There's the king with a witch, baby drag, and a bowler. Just to go in. Sometimes you can use, since you have 4 rages, you can use the rage for the warden, just to make sure he doesn't use his ability. Everyone going in, I put the jump. I use the warden ability nice and early. It's got 2 multi-infernos, the scatter shots hitting my army, so there's no point waiting or delaying that ability. Once they're all in, just put a couple of rages. I use my freezes on the scatter shots. I seem to think they're the ones that create the most damage on my main army. As you can see, now that the core is gutted, pretty much the rest of the army can just walk around the base and get rid of the rest of the buildings. We still have the queen ability, we still have our royal champ ability, and the base is pretty much done. The good thing with this base is that you can just do this attack the same way every time, and every time you'll get a 3-star. Every time I see this base on Legend League, it's pretty much a guaranteed 3. So just the cleanup. the second base is another legendary base. It's another ring base as well. Okay, so we've got this other ring base, very common as well. Usually what I like looking is for narrow areas where I can create a funnel with my wooden walk. On this one, if you see on the southwest side where the archer towers are, the warden can do a funnel there without getting too much damage, which is good. That way I can save on my rage. On this one, I can't do what I did with the other base where my king can go in and create the funnel on the other side. However, what I do use is the king on the right hand side to get rid of the outside buildings and move towards where I want to go inside with my ram. Once the king moves in, I put the wall breaker, I send the rest of my army in, and usually with these type of bases I'll also put my royal champ on the right side. So I've got the warden, he's already carved the path on the left side. I put the royal champ on the right side so he gets rid of quite a few defenses there, and that way it will push most of my army into the middle. I decided not to use the jump spell on the exterior because I can use that as a safeguard just in case my wall breaker doesn't make it all the way into the middle. Usually I'll set the jump a little bit to the right since my army is going to be moving to the right, and this kind of pushes my army into the middle all the time. This one has single infernos, so I make sure I use my freezes for that, and we get rid of the town hall sometimes with the CC coming out and enemy heroes being there. The troops that do make it into the middle can get distracted. However, you have a few freezes with the poison and a rage. Most of the time you can get rid of it. Once you get rid of those two infernos and the town hall, the rest on the outside is quite easy with the rest of your troops that went walking. Let's watch the video. Okay, so here we start. So I put the warden to the southwest just to start creating the funnel on that side. As you can see, the two mortars and the archer tower doesn't do much damage to him. I put a baby drag just to make sure that my king does move towards the south once I put him in. I'm just waiting for the warden to destroy as many defenses there. As you can see, I did put a rage there just to get rid of that expo. Is pretty good value. Here comes the king. There's the Yetis, the bowlers, and the queen, which will pull the warden back into them. And there's the RC on the right side, creating an extra funnel and making sure everyone goes in. The jump as well, trying to push them all into the center. I used the warden ability there because the inferno was stuck on my wall breaker, so I wanted the wall breaker to go all the way to the middle. As you can see, the CC comes out. There's a couple of ice golems there. The king is there, but everything that went into the middle, a few Yetis, the queen, the P.E.K.K.A., the ice golem, everything is there, destroying the town hall, destroying the inferno, killing the enemy king. And we do have the king, the RC, and some bowlers that went on the side, so they're clearing all the flanks. The queen stays there in the center, getting rid of the last single inferno, the sweeper, and then there's the other inferno. We've got the ability, so we can use it, get rid of the CC, then the inferno, and the base is done. Pretty easy, these ring bases, once you get rid of the middle. The rest is just cleanup. So now I'm just going to be showing you the last two bases are more of a war style base, and it's a different approach that I have for them. With this type of bases is where I feel it's a little bit different, the approach on this bowitch Yeti attack, than with the Yeti Smash that we've been seeing with the 4 quakes where you're coming through the town hall. With this one, I feel it's better if you're coming from the back end with the wall bases. So usually what I look for is where's the splash damage, where is the eagle, infernos, the scatter shots, where's my town hall located, and I look for any corridors where I can see the wall wrecker will be going quite quickly, my army will be going straight in. So usually what I use with this army is I use the warden to funnel one side, the king to funnel the other side where I see more damage and more buildings that the king can take off. And then I just send the wall wrecker through the middle with the rest of the army and let them push through. Usually I use an early warden ability wherever there's the most damage happening. On this one, around where the warden statue is, with the multi-infernos, eagle cannons, the expos. So that area is gonna be mainly where I will be using the warning ability. I also have a look at my wall wrecker. Once my wall wrecker is getting pretty low on health, that's when I use it, just to make sure it goes a little bit further. On this base, the good thing is that once it goes through that first wall, there's a clear path all the way through to the north, and then I can just use my jump to head into the town hall compartment and get rid of the town hall. Once you do that, it's game over. I'll show you the video and explain it as I go. Okay, so here's the base. As I said, I use the warden on one side. On this side, I'll be putting the warden on the western side to create the funnel there. Then I use baby drag to make sure my king stays to the south and moves towards the east. I didn't want him to go and fight with the king straight away. I put the rage for my warden as the statue is hitting him. Usually if you don't have a rage on the warden walk against the warden statue, it will die. Once I've created the funnel, I bring the wall wrecker in with the rest of my army, pushing in with warden. The queen can get rid of the eagle, and then the rest of my army just has to go in. As I said before, the wall wrecker's health was going down, so I just popped the warden ability. And the RC, I just put her to the west just to keep funneling the troops into the middle. With this army, you just want the entire army to be in the middle, destroying all the defenses and the core. As I said before, I put the jump there that opened the town hall compartment, set a rage, which will get rid of it pretty quickly. Once you get rid of the core, it's just clean up, just getting rid of the outer buildings. This base is done. The queen can get rid of the defenses that are on the eastern side. We still have the warden there with the RC, getting rid of the defenses all the way from the north. And now we just get rid of the final few structures and it is finished. The next base is pretty similar to the last base, however this one has really nice corridors now facing the southeast to the northwest towards the town hall. Once again, as I said before, I prefer using this army from the back end, so I just look for those corridors. That way I only need the wall wrecker to break 2 walls, and then I can just use the jump to go into the town hall. So once again, I want to create a funnel. So on one side I'll have my warden, on the other side I'll have my king, and then put my wall wrecker in and go straight in with my main army. Once I as well get rid of the core and jump towards the town hall, the base will be wrecked. So let me show you the video. Okay, so here we have the base. As I said, I'll start with my warden walk. Him there in the center. Just getting rid of the cannon, bomb tower, the archer tower. I use the baby drag to funnel on the eastern side and the king to funnel on the south. Basically the way I want to go in is towards the eagle, the scatter shot, and then go into the town hall. Once the funnel is created, I bring the wall wrecker, followed by the witches. I put a Yeti there just to get rid of that gold mine. I didn't want my army to be walking that way. And then I send the rest of the army inside. The wall wrecker, long health, warden ability. Comes in, CC's out, we poison it. While under the warden ability, I can rage them all up, get rid of that core. Everything gets smashed. Put the jump there to get into the town hall. We always want to get that town hall. The good thing with that jump is we can get the town hall, we can get the scatter shot, we can get into the compartment with the final single inferno. So at this moment, base is done. Put a little minion there on the western side just to get rid of that cannon. The RC is still going, and we still have the queen ability, we've got the royal jump ability, and this base is done. Now we just have to clean it up. Use the RC to get rid of some of the defenses. And that's it. This army is pretty powerful. Combining the bowlers with the Yetis and the witches, it is very good. And as I said before, against ring bases, pretty much you just have to carve the sides to create a funnel in the middle for your main army. And against wall bases, I really suggest coming from the back end in a straight line towards the town hall. Another reason for this is because a lot of base builder designers have been putting a lot of traps where the town hall is to try to counteract those Yetis. However, if you come from the back end, there will be no traps. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope my explanation of the attacks helped you out a little bit. Thanks for watching.